Hello, Kasadja! Welcome to Salakot Online Broadcasting Network, where every story matters, every voice is heard, every update counts. From the news and community stories and inspire features, we bring to accurate, timely, and engaging content that keeps you connected to what matters most. Stay informed, stay connected, and stay ahead. Salakot Online Broadcasting Network, the voice of the community beyond boundaries. Like, comment, share, follow us today, and never miss an important update. The delivery rider dies after being hit by falling tree and utility pole. Police officer dies after rescuing two colleagues swept away by strong river current. Farmer breaks down after unknown person uproots his crops. And analysts flag slow recovery this year. Good evening, I'm Apolinario, Ferdy Dignadisi Valencia, and this is Philippine Headlines. In Luzon, the delivery rider dies after being hit by a falling tree and utility pole in the city of Antipolo. A delivery rider died in an accident after being struck by a fallen tree and utility pole along the circumferential road in the city of Antipolo, according to Mayor June Andeng Inares. Based on initial reports, the victim had only sought shelter by the roadside to wait out the bad weather when the tree and utility pole were blown over that directly struck him. Although he was immediately rushed to the nearest hospital for two teenagers injured after ceiling collapses inside a mall. The two 16-year-old teenagers were injured after the portion of the ceiling collapsed inside a mall in the city of Muntinlupa in Metro Manila amid heavy rain on Saturday afternoon. One of the victims, a male teenager, sustained injuries to his forehead and eye, while the female teenager may have suffered a dislocated shoulder. They were immediately rushed to the hospital for medical treatment while an investigation into the cause of the ceiling collapse is ongoing. In Visayas, the police officer dies after rescuing two colleagues swept away by strong river current. A police officer died after rescuing two of his colleagues who were swept away by a strong river current while conducting a routine seaborne patrol in city of Bisan, Barangay Luna in the city of Cadiz, the province of Negros Occidental on Friday, August 7. The victim was identified as Police Master Sergeant Fernando Marfa Jr., 40 years old. According to the report, he managed to rescue his two fellow police officers but was unable to make it back to the safe side of the river. After nearly an hour of search and retrieval operations, he was found and rushed to the hospital where he was declared dead on arrival. In Mindanao, the farmer breaks down after unknown person uproots his crops. A farmer in the city of Digos, the province of Davao del Sur, was saddened and brought to tears after discovering that an unidentified person had uprooted their crops. In a social media post, the farmer showed the condition of the farm and expressed frustration, saying that all the hard work and time spent caring for the crops had gone to waste. Authorities and concerned individuals are still looking for the person responsible, while many netizens expressed their sympathy and support for the affected farmer.
Sobra ka kay labtanon, dapat mananom ka, dili ka manghilabot. Ewa man minanghilabot sa inyong tanom, paningkamot in taon mo.
In the other news, LGU in Misamis Oriental holds wrong outfit fun run. Instead of wearing the usual running attire, runners in the municipality of Talisayan, the province of Misamis Oriental, recently showcased a variety of unusual and entertaining outfits. The event, called the Wrong Outfit Fun Run, was one of the highlight activities of the town's founding anniversary celebration. Many participants ran several kilometers wearing gowns, dresses, sadako costumes, wedding attire, Santa Claus outfits, singer-inspired costumes, and many other amusing outfits. They entertained spectators. Despite their unusual clothing, the participants hopefully enjoyed and stayed comfortable while completing the 3-kilometer fun run. Yeah. And our business update, analysts flag slowed recovery this year. The Philippine economy is now seen growing by only 3 to 3.9% this year, with analysts tempering their outlook after a sharper than expected second quarter slowdown exposed persistent weakness in investment and household spending. Nomura Global Markets Research slashed this 2026 gross domestic products growth forecast to 3.8% from 4.6%, while ANZ's research maintained its 3.9% production. Capital Economics was the most pessimistic, forecasting growth of around 3% this year. The outlook followed the economy's disappointing 2.3% expansion in the second quarter, slower than 2.8% in the first 3 months and 5.4% a year earlier. Nomura economists Yuben Paracueles and Nabila Amani said the second quarter slump likely reflected the lingering effects of the flood control corruption scandal, compounded by the economic shock from the war in the Middle East. Taking the weaker outturn into account, Nomura count its full-year forecast to 3.8%, although this remains within the government's revised 3.5 to 4.5% growth target. The Japanese investment bank still expects some improvement in the latter half of the year, with GDP growth seen accelerating to 4.9% in the second half from 2.6% in the first 6 months. Nomura said the recovery would be supported by a favorable base effects and an expected push by the government to catch up on infrastructure spending after prolonged fiscal underspending. However, it flagged considerable uncertainty surrounding the recovery, including political risk from the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte, lingering uncertainty over the Middle East conflicts and limitations to the boost and artificial intelligence-related demand could provide to Philippine electronics exports. Capital Economics Senior Asia economist Garrett Litter has an even more downbeat assessment, forecasting GDP growth of around the 3% this year before improving to 4.5% in 2027. He said growth should recover slightly from current levels as low oil prices help ease inflation and restore some household purchasing power. However, he expects the improvements to be gradual as the anti-corruption drive continues to weigh on investment, while higher borrowing costs restrain economic activity. Later also said the weakness of the economy contrasts with much of the region, where several economies managed to withstand higher energy prices and post stronger second quarter growth. Domestic demand was the biggest source of weakness in the second quarter. The household consumption growth slowed further to 2.8%, the weakest since the pandemic and well below the 5.9% average recorded from 2010 to 2019. The investment was an even bigger drag, with gross fixed capital formation contracting by 13.7% as public construction continued to deteriorate. ANZ similarly said the recovery in investment would be critical to the economic outlook, particularly after public infrastructure capital outlays had been declining since July last year. The research firm maintained its 2026 growth forecast at 3.9%, saying moderating inflation should provide some support to household demand while stronger exports and government consumption could partly offset softness elsewhere in the economy. Still, ANZ warned that the country faces elevated inflation and external headwinds, with food prices potentially coming under renewed pressure from El Nino. Despite the weak GDP figures, the research houses generally expected the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to remain cautious about abandoning its tightening cycle while inflation stays above its 2 to 4% target. Nomura maintained its call for two more 25 basis point rates hikes in August and October, saying the central bank remains focused on bringing inflation back towards target and preventing inflation expectations from becoming an anchor. Capital Economics expects only one final 25 basis points increase at the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas' August 27 meeting before the tightening cycle ends, followed by possible rate cuts from early 2027 if inflation continues to ease. And before we end, meet Chopper and a karinderya could be a drummer. The meat at the karinderya is definitely finely chopped, thanks to a meat cutter who was recorded and featured in a video uploaded by Facebook user Cliff JTV. The meat cutter seems to be a fan favorite at the eatery. He appears to be using the meat cleaver like a pair of drumsticks, rhythmically pounding it against the chopping board as if he were playing drums for the Kadayawan Festival. Could it be that this guy wasn't accepted into a band, so he decided rather to make a living working at a karinderya instead? Chopper na drummer, ha? Nice. And that is Philippine Headlines this Monday, August 10, 2026. I'm Apolinario, Ferdinand Dadis Valencia, and this is Salakot Online Broadcasting Network. Good night, Philippines. Abing kasadya.